What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Dillon with an I, again. And today, with a sequel on the horizon, finally, I wanted to talk to you guys about a certain game. I wanted to take you guys back to the game that many people fell in love with and waited over 20 years for a sequel. And that game is Pokémon Snap. Pokémon Snap first released in Japan on March 21st, 1999. And then in North America on July 26, 1999. And then wait a minute, what? And the PAL regions had to wait a year? Australia, it released March 23rd, 2000. And in Europe, it was September 15th, 2000. Oh, you poor bastards. Pokémon Snap is a game where you shoot Pokémon with your camera. And that's about all. You cruise through certain themed levels, taking various pictures of Generation 1 Pokémon. Pokémon Snap was originally announced to be released for the 64-disc drive. And if you don't know what that is, good. It didn't work out, so they just made it normally. And for such a short game, it really has a lot to love to it. It was a completely different game before they revamped it to be Pokemon. The beta footage of the game was actually really cool to see, and there's actually a certain possibly cut area from the game. Well, geez, look at me, I'm just gushing. But anyway guys, let's get on to it. This, my friends, is Pokémon Snap for the Nintendo 64. There really isn't much of a story here, but there's a little bit to glean. The protagonist's canon name is Todd Snap. Oh my god, stop it, Nintendo, you're too much! He was summoned to this island by his creepy uncle? I don't know if Oak is his uncle, but he gives me this creepy vibe. And that's about it. Oak summoned you here to help him take photos of Pokemon to further his research. Now go take pictures! Did I mention you take pictures of Pokemon? 'Cause that's all you do. And it's great! Pokémon Snap is an on-the-rails shooter. No, seriously, that's the genre. You are put on the 0-1 vehicle and it moves on a singular track from point A to point B. And along the way, you have to take pictures of Pokemon you see. You hold Z to ready your shot and press A to take the picture. But be cautious. You only have 60 pictures you can take because that's how film works, kids. You see, back in my day, we didn't have the fancy technologies that you youngsters have, and life was a lot harder. You had to walk uphill both ways to get to school. The goal here is to capture unique poses of Pokemon such as Pidgey attacking Meowth, Jigglypuff performing a show, and oh my god, Pikachu on a surfboard! Ah! At the end of a level, you select what pictures to show Professor Oak. You can only pick a picture of one type of Pokemon, so you can't select all 5 pictures of Pikachu that you took. You have to pick the one you think is the best, and he grants you a score based on special, which is what's happening specifically in the photo, like Pikachu on a fucking surfboard. Oh my god. Size, how big the Pokemon is in the picture, how close he is to the camera. Pose, what he's doing at that time. Technique, which is basically just center frame, which gives you a double score. And other Pokemon being in the photo, which I guess he just makes up random scores to give you depending on how many there are. And honestly, Professor Oak has to just make all of this up. Later in the game, as you accrue more points and take pictures of different Pokemon, you're given items to help unlock new areas and help take more pictures of Pokemon that you couldn't before. The first item you get is an apple? Wait, that's Pokemon food? Why would you make it look like an apple? Wait, do Pokemon care about aesthetic like that? Wouldn't that poison a human who was confused? Never mind. You throw the food with A, and you can lead Pokemon to other places, or just watch them munch! The second item you receive is the Pester Ball. And wow, you throw it with B, and the tone it makes is like a sad version of when you throw the food, and it makes me feel bad every time I toss one. As the name implies, you pester Pokemon with this hard.
Oh, hello. Nice day we're having today, isn't it? Oh, you fuck. You little shit. You get back here, I'll beat your fucking ass.
Hey, fuck you. You throw this to make Pokemon mad or to stop them from harming other Pokemon. It's also good for Pokemon that are hiding. Third, you get the Pokemon Flute. Used with the down C button, it plays a couple of different tunes that either wake up certain Pokemon or make others dance. And last but not least is the Turbo! You hold R and you go faster through the course. It's actually a really simple game, and it emphasizes visuals over the gameplay, but still it does a fantastic job of mixing them both together. Even though there's obviously a lack of gameplay, they still manage to keep you engaged enough to where it's fun. Take different types of pictures of Pokemon, you get to interact with your surroundings via the items you get, so it isn't solely taking photos of Pokemon, like you're actually interacting and making things happen. And, you know, taking photos sounds really boring, but if you play this, you'd know it's actually quite fun. If you played this game, you'll find yourself engrossed almost every step of the way to the end. Finding new ways to capture or improve your old pictures is just, honestly, a whole lot of fun. You just gotta trust me on this, guys. It's a really good time. What is this course select music? This is a bop, dude. Fucking... Okay, over to you, Rod. How about you, Professor? As for the courses, we have a total of 7 in the game. In order, they're the beach, the tunnel, the volcano, the river, the cave, the valley, and the rainbow cloud. The beach is your tutorial level, basically with a very simple layout and a focus on simple to take pictures in a bright setting. The tunnel introduces Pokemon interaction, as to unlock the next area, you must throw food at the electrode in front of a pile of rubble at the end of the tunnel, which will unlock the next area, and lead Electabuzz to terminals to light them up for hints on what to do around here. The tunnel has ground type and electric type Pokemon. After opening the rubble at the end, you get to the volcano, which is a volcano. There's lots of fire type Pokemon and lava. Then we get the river. As you would guess, there are grass and water type Pokemon about, and near the end you have to hit a hidden Porygon with a Pester Ball to open the next area. Once the passage is opened, we head to the cave, where we see a lot of poison types and a few others sprinkled in. There's nothing too crazy of note here, just a couple of cool pictures to take. After this, we get to the valley, which has a mixture of every type: water, fighting, ground, rock, dragon. This stage happens to be my favorite, with the most variety. There's a lot of stuff you can do, like make a Gyarados appear, take pictures of these Staryu, and the Starmie will end up in the whirlpool at the end. You hit the whirlpool at the end, and a Dragonite will come out. And what's nice is you have a lot going on in these stages that you can be a part of. Remember the singing Jigglypuffs I talked about earlier? Throughout the cave area, you'll see 3 Jigglypuff being chased by Coughing. If you hit all the Coughings with Pester Balls, then all 3 Jigglypuffs will be at the end performing for you. If you know the words, you can join in too. In the river, if you lead the Slowpoke right here, then boom! He becomes a Slowbro. Knock Charmeleon into the lava and he fucking dies! What did you think would happen? Oh wait, he just becomes a Charizard. And of course, we have the last stage, Rainbow Cloud. Near the end of the valley, you can hit a Mankey to open a secret passage to... bro, what the fuck? Where Oak gives you a new task to photograph 6 monuments in the shape of Pokemon. In order, they are Kingler, Pinsir, Coughing, Cubone, Mewtwo, and Dugtrio. After taking all of these pictures, you talk to Oak and he'll unlock Rainbow Cloud for you. Wait, what the fuck are you what are you talking about? Constellations? What, he made them to... What are you... Dude, this is crazy. You're making this up. You're making this up. There's no way you think this is real. Here you chase Mew in the game's only, kinda boss battle. You hit the barrier Mew has until it drops the barrier and snap as many photos as possible. And what a cutie, I mean ooh woo. This leads me to what I think is the only weakness in the game. Content. There isn't much here. Really, out of the original 151 Pokemon, they only have 63? Not even 64. Like, guys, you've put that on every game that you released for this console, and you were 1 shy of that number, and you still left it at 63? Pokemon Stadium came out a year before this, so they had to have had some extra assets for other Pokemon, even if they just sat in one spot. My question is, why not put them in? Was it console limitations, time constraints? I mean, I don't know. Pokemon Snap is very unique in the type of game that they were trying to make. It's the very first game I played where the main mechanic was taking pictures of stuff. Each area is very unique, the Pokemon fit very well into the area that they're in, but it's just lacking that whole content that keeps you coming back. Like, 1 playthrough of this game is enough to do everything, and every time you're finished playing the game, you just have this hunger. Like, you're just not satisfied with what you've been given. You want more, but there's no more to get. And honestly, that lack of content is just a shame for how good this game is. Well, you have all the items. Every course is unlocked. What do you do now? Well, you can go back to each level and finish capturing all 63 Pokemon on camera, Once you do that, you unlock some alternate credits, where it plays pictures that you've taken throughout the game. After beating the game, you unlock challenge mode. For each stage, there's now a challenge score, and you can attempt to beat every stage score. The score to beat on every stage is 1,510,000 points. Oh, like 151 Pokemon, I get it. And Rainbow Cloud is 420,000. And aside from that, if you have access to a kiosk, then you can print your pictures out, which would be really cool if they were still around. So you don't get anything for beating the challenge scores, but I think the best use of time is to go back to old levels and try to take better pictures. Just recently I played on Too Many to Play with my brother Dillon, and he showed me that you can gather all these Charmander here and take a picture of them in a group. I played this game on and off for 20 years, and I never knew that. And on my playthrough, I got these Magmar. You're supposed to throw food in between them, and they fight, and they blow fire at each other, knock each other back. But for some reason, they fell on top of each other into like this Magmar ball, and it got a huge chuckle out of me. Oh, hey, look, Oak thought it was funny too. Like I said, the content is lacking, but it's still a lot of fun to go through this stuff. It's still a lot of fun to go through the game, even if you just do it once. So I learned a lot about this game over the years, and even found out some new stuff as I was writing this script. This game started out as another game called Jack and the Beanstalk, hence the code name for the game at the beginning being Jack and Beans. There's no footage or pics of this original game, just a lot of talk about it and what they were going to do. And I remember when the beta photos of the game were released, it actually looked really cool. So there was like this safari level, and there was Pikachu on it, and who's that? Oh, could this have been what the 64th Pokemon was? Ekans? It's real cool to see stuff like this, and the coolest I found while making this script was this song you're hearing in the back for this section is a cut song for a presumed ghost section. You know what that means? My boy Gengar might have been in the game. I mean, the fact they made a song makes me think that this level was ready to be made. And there were talks about a boss section, hence this boss music I'm going to play right now for the ghost level. The only reason I can tell it might not have been done is because there's not enough ghosts in Generation 1, honestly. I mean, you have 3 and they're all in the same evolution chain, Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar. I'd like to think that if they had made this level, they wouldn't have just had to put those 3. They could have also added Arbok, Raticate, Marowak, Cubone, and Golbat. It's just some cool stuff I found out that I wanted to share with you guys. Pokemon Snap is really unique. It introduced something that people really didn't think could be fun in a video game, and they made it an enjoyable experience. You got creative areas, inventive ways to take pictures of Pokemon, a solid reason to revisit the levels, and see what else the game has to offer, but the glaring weakness, as I've said before, is the content. There isn't much else to do. I mean, not even half of the original Pokemon roster is here. They've got 63 Pokemon out of 150. And all my footage of playing this game from start to finish with everything being done except the challenge scores, it took me like an hour and a half, maybe. But even so, every bit of that was super fun to do. And that's why I'm going to give this a score of...
Okay.
It's okay. It's definitely worth one playthrough. But beyond that, unless you plan to start speedrunning with this game or to try and get a high score on the challenges, then there's not really much else to do. But for what it is, it's actually a really good title. Guys, Pokemon Snap 2 is almost out. It is on the horizon, and I plan to get that game day one. I'm so excited for it. Like, seriously, if they just take the base game that they made and put a lot more content into it, it'll be a fantastic game. But only time will tell if it's going to be a good game. I mean, Nintendo doesn't screw up sequels, right?